Yo peeps, welcome back to the church channel. Guys, thank you for subscribing. And if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, go ahead and click that little red button down there. So yeah man, subscribe to the thing and give your support once you like the content of this channel. And of course, go ahead and click the like button if you like today's video. And don't be afraid to leave your comment in the comment section. Leave your feedback, man. Let me hear from you. All right. Guys, also today I'll be starting a new series, and that series is called Five Things We've Learned. Now, this is just me pulling from some of my recent sermons, just 5 ideas, trying to keep the video as short as possible, 5 practical tips that can help us as we grow in the faith. All right, so 5 things we've learned. Stay tuned. All right, so in 5 things we've learned, today we'll be looking on a sermon that I preached a couple of weeks ago that is called Mission is Possible. Mission is possible. And that sermon, of course, emphasizes and highlight Acts chapter 13, verse 47, which is the summoning of Paul, who then named Saul and Barnabas. And this is what the text has to say. But this is what the Lord has commanded us. I have made you a light for the Gentiles, that you may bring salvation to the ends of the earth. So today we look on that one particular passage there as we see the author emphasizing God calling and God summoning and God sending them to make an impact into the world. Now, the first idea that we want to draw from this text is that the mission is from God and the mission is eternal. What does this even mean? It means that God is the one who commissioned and sent the church to go out and to be a light to the Gentiles. It's important for us to understand that and to know that, because sometimes we might feel the urge to disobey. Sometimes we might feel timid, or the idea of fear might take us. Sometimes we feel like we don't want to do something because it don't make us comfortable to carry out the task. But we have to be careful and remember who is the one who sent us. It therefore means that this mission, it is eternal. It carries eternal value. So we cannot treat it with any form of callousness. We have to carry out the mission and carry it out with precision and be very, very, very deliberate about doing so. This mission is important. This mission is legitimate because it comes from God. If the Lord sent you, if the Lord commissioned you, if the Lord Almighty, as He has done, sent us into a world to make an impact, let us remember God has given us all that we need. He is the commander in chief, and He said, go out and carry out this mission. So we have to do it and do it with all our might and all our ability. All right. Now, the second thing that we can learn from this sermon, the mission is possible, is the fact that we need the backing of heaven. This is critical for us to note. Paul was an intellectual. Paul was intelligent. Paul perhaps had all the words to speak. He knew the Torah back to front. He was one of the bright guys of the time. But yet still, Paul was commissioned by God. It's important to note that mere knowledge and just basic intellect alone cannot carry out this task. This is a supernatural responsibility that the Lord has given us to go and be a light to the Gentiles. The Lord has called us to a supernatural task. It therefore means that we are going to need the backing of heaven to carry out this task and carry it out effectively. Many times we do not pray about these things. Many times we do not fast about these things. We sometimes get so passionate about it that we forget that it is a spiritual assignment that the Lord has given to us, because we are seeing physical people, but we are fighting against the darkness that is operating in their lives. So I want us to understand that we have the backing of God when we go out. God commanded us, therefore it means that God gives us all that we need to be effective. He gives us His backing, and He gives us all the power that we need to carry out this task. So guess what? You can do it. You can be a light to the Gentiles. All right. Now, the third tip that I want to draw from this text and can apply to our lives as we look on 5 things that we have learned is that believers are light bearers. Yeah, man. We carry the light. You know, there's a little text in the Bible. Many of us know it. It says, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see the good work and glorify God." Numerous times in the scriptures, we are described as light, right? It therefore means that we are very, very critical in the life of this world. We give direction. We keep people from, hitting in things. The light is critical. The light help us to find our way. The light help us to go about our daily tasks. Without light, we will be so discouraged. Sometimes some of us, especially in this modern time, we could not function without the light, right? So as we look at the text, the Lord has commissioned them to go and be light to the Gentiles. It therefore means that we share in this message of Christ. And when we are sharing this message, we share it understanding who we are and what we carry. Or else people will find themselves in confusion because we don't show up. So guess what? We cannot take this thing for granted. The Lord called you to be a light. Show up. Or if you don't show up, others just might die. No, the fourth thing that I want to emphasize, and it goes back to the idea of being a light. The Lord said that I have set you to be a light. The word set there in the original language, for those who know the language, is in the perfect tense, which carries the idea of that it is permanently placed there and it should not be moved. It is there forever and ever and ever. It will never at any point in time remove or should be removed. Therefore, it means that if the Lord set us up, which there should never be a time when we turn off, there is no jumping out of this thing. We have to stay the course, right? Sometimes we are tempted in our Christian faith to feel that we can switch off the thing and switch it on back. Sometimes we feel like there are days when we don't want to be saved. There are days when we don't want to be a light. There are days when we don't want to evangelize. There are days when we just don't feel like we need to carry out this mandate. We just want to go about and not even let people know that we're saved. We don't mind if people around us don't know that we are saved on that day. But we're good on a Sunday, But them other days that we don't want nobody to know that we're saved. And also the light work. The light is permanently fixed in its position at all times. You are on. You should never turn off. You hear what I'm saying? Never, ever, ever turn off. Because the moment you turn off, you open the doors to confusion and open the door to darkness. And those who need guidance will lost or find themselves in some difficult position because they do not have any light to guide them on the path to Jesus Christ. So keep on. Now, finally, in 5 things we've learned is that we are entrusted with salvation. Wow, that is a powerful, powerful responsibility that the Lord has given to us. The Lord has given us salvation to carry it to the ends of the world. That's what the text says. God has given us the message of salvation to share with the world. People need this message. We cannot take it for granted. We have something, we have a treasure. We have something that values much and we cannot mess around with it. We need to carry it so that others can see the Jesus Christ whom we preach about. Yeah, man, it's important that we know our responsibility is to carry out the message of salvation. People need it. Our family need this. Our friend need it. People need salvation. So let us carry out the task and carry it out effectively. So guys, as I said, I didn't want this video to be long. So thank you so much for watching today. 5 things we've learned. This will be a weekly series on this channel. So thank you for supporting. Thank you also for subscribing and also liking the video. And of course, you can leave your feedback in the comment.